Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the speech, the Gettysburg Address delivered by Abraham Lincoln. This is a very short speech delivered by Abraham Lincoln, and this speech he gave in the consecration of the Gettysburg National Cemetery, and this place is in Pennsylvania, and this speech he delivered on 19th November in 1863. We all know that America was having a lot of slaves at one time, and without these slaves the plantation work could not have gone in America, and the owners of these plantations were flourishing a lot. They were making a lot of money because these slaves were there and they were very hard working. But what happened is these slaves were tortured and they were treated so badly that many started opposing this cruelty which was done towards the slaves, and this came to a stage where everyone started questioning why should one man be a slave of another man. And we all know that America, that is the United States of America, was formed on the basis of liberty and equality. Liberty is all of us have freedom and equality is all of us are equal. Then how can when you have slaves, how can all of them be considered as equal? This was the question raised by everyone. And so what happened is Abraham Lincoln, when he became the president of America, he abolished slavery. He said there will be no more slaves. But 11 states which had a lot of slaves, and without these slaves the plantation work cannot be done with prosperity. That is, they cannot make much money without slaves. They will have to pay money to the people who are working in the plantation, and if they are going to pay money means they will not make so much profit. So these 11 states, they joined together and they said we will not be under the United States of America. We are going to form a separate union among ourselves. So what happened is Abraham Lincoln, with the support of the northern states, that is these 11 states in the southern America, with the help of the northern states, he formed a union army and they had a civil war. Civil war means if a war is happening within the country between one state to another, it is called as a civil war. And finally this union army, they won the war, and these 11 states, they had to obey what the president said, and they had to abolish slavery in that place. And so this civil war is said to be one of the most important civil wars in history. And after 4 months of this battle, which took place in Gettysburg only, Abraham Lincoln is giving the speech, and he says that the Union Army has won over the Confederate forces. Why this is very important is after the freedom of America, they formed the United States of America. Suppose in case if the Union Army had not won this war means America would have been split into two, and this will give chances for other countries to come and wage war against them, and the unity of America would have gone at that time. So he says that the soldiers, they fought not only to abolish the slavery and save the slaves, they have fought and they have given their life to save America itself. And what happened is those who died in this war, they were all buried in one place, and that was called as the Evergreen Cemetery. And the governor of that state and the local attorney David Wills, they said that these slaves have sacrificed their life for the sake of the people. So they wanted to build a separate cemetery which is called as the National Cemetery, and they wanted the state to do all the respect for these soldiers, which the country agreed, and finally this was happening. And this cemetery was originally named as the Soldiers National Cemetery, but later on it was named as the Gettysburg National Cemetery. And these soldiers all were buried in one place at another time. They were all brought and they were reburied here, and they were paid respect. And about 15,000 people, including 6 state governors, they came for this consecration cemetery in November. And this speech is a very short speech. It is only for 2 minutes, containing of 272 words, but even today the speech is said to be the best speech. And in this speech Abraham Lincoln has memorialized the soldiers, and he has said that these soldiers have not died in vain, and he said that this union of the state itself will be salvaged because of the sacrifice of these soldiers. And he said that this civil war will determine the nation being founded on the principle of liberty and equality for all the citizens, and people will remember this forever, that they are free citizens and they are all equal citizens. And definitely this will be throughout the time, that is even in future no one will try to break away from the United States of America. And he says that Maybe what I am speaking today, the words will be forgotten, but the soldiers' sacrifice, that should not be forgotten by the people, and they will always remember this. And he says that this democratic experiment, which was founded by their forefathers some centuries ago when they united America, they said that American nation is founded on the principle of government of the people, by the people, for the people. And he says that this should not at all perish in the future. It should always be there. And this civil war has given a new birth of freedom in this reunified nation, because it was about to split into two nations, but again the country is united. And this speech is told that it is one of the best speeches which has brought out the moral issues of the slavery, and that is the reason which created the civil war. And it also says that the main objective of the war was to preserve the nation as one nation, and the next step towards it is, that is, it has to take America to a greater level where equality is said to be considered for all the citizens, and abolishing of slavery should be carried out thereafter. That is, again slavery should not enter into the country, and therefore this Union victory in this country will make the country stronger, and it will improve the lives of the people to a better position. And this is actually the reason why they formed the state. And even today this Gettysburg Address is remembered by many people because of the historical importance it speaks of, and about how short and sweet the speech was, and the eloquence of Abraham Lincoln. And it summarizes the importance of the Battle of Gettysburg. And this civil war, though this speech is only for 10 sentences, tells about the sacrifice of the soldiers. And the Soldiers' National Monument is often thought to be the location of this address, but actually Abraham Lincoln delivered the speech in the Evergreen Cemetery, which is in the neighboring place of the Soldiers' National Monument. It's a very important speech. I hope you like this video. If you want to add on anything more, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you.